Hello officers, welcome to Prerana ICS. In these videos, we will discuss the important topics for the subject environment that are important for Prelims 2026. Now, firstly, we will understand why the subject environment is important for UPSC. అసలు ఈ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఎందుకు ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేశారు అండ్ దీంట్లో ఎందుకు అంత ప్రామినెన్స్ ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్ ఎందుకు అంత ప్రామినెంట్ సబ్జెక్ట్గా ఇవాల్వ్ అయ్యింది అనేది మనం ఇవాళ తెలుసుకుందాం. So there are four basic reasons for the importance. One is why is it included in the syllabus for the first place. Then ప్రిలిమ్స్ లో ఎందుకు దాని ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఏముంది, అసలు మెయిన్స్ లో దాని ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఏముంది, ఇంటర్వ్యూలో దాని ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఏంటి. These we will discuss in today's video. Firstly, let's understand why environment is included in the syllabus. Environment as a subject is very prominent because it builds the bridge between the humans and the nature. And let's understand how. So the basic functional and structural unit of life in humans especially, we call it as a cell. Now these group of cells, they form tissues, and these tissues together form organs, and these organs together make up an organism or an individual. Now, the group of individuals living together are called as population. Now, these populations of different species living together is called as a community. Now, these communities living together and interacting with the abiotic components, that means components like the water, the land, the air, together is called as ecosystem. Now, different ecosystems present across different latitudes across the globe, they are called as biomes. And these biomes together on the earth where the life exists in the first place is called as biosphere. There are different spheres on the earth and they combinedly make our planet Earth. Like the land, water and air, the lithosphere, hydrosphere and the atmosphere, they conducively bring life on earth, which is called the biosphere. The group of planets is called a solar system. Group of solar systems is called as galaxy, and group of galaxies is called as universe, and so forth and so on. Now we can see that this part which we are studying under environment as a subject is building the bridge between the formation of humans or the cells, the tissues, the organs, the organisms and the individual in particular. It is the bridge between the whole planet. Any imbalance in the regions of population, community, ecosystem, biomes or biosphere will create an imbalance in the humans, human health, as well as in the nature in other parts of the spheres like the land, air and water, which we depend on for our survival. So this environment as a subject has gained a lot of prominence because of the reason that it is directly impacting human health. Also, it is definitely impacting the natural resources that are present on earth through which all the economies around the world are running. So environment is important not just as a subject but practically for the life and survival of the human being as well as the economies of the global world. Now let's understand the importance of prelims. As we know, the Indian Forest Service and other services, they have a combined prelims, and hence the amount of questions that are asked on environment along with geography are increasing in nature when compared to previous years. And one more thing is that all the current events that are happening around the world, most of them are either affected by the environment or maybe because of our developmental nature or due to the increasing economies and disturbing the nature, it might be affecting the climate, which we call as climate change, or the planet in particular. So these current affairs are most of the current affairs are directly linked to the environmental subject, and hence it becomes much more important in the preliminary exam. Then why and how is it important in mains? For mains, let's understand this subject is always called as a dynamic subject. Why? Not because of the current affairs that are there in use, but its interdependence on different subjects that we have. Like, say for example, uh, there is a dam that has to be constructed. Now, how much deforestation can happen? Whether the deforestation that is happening is a scrubland, అంటే ఒక డెజర్ట్ ఏరియాలో మనము చూస్తున్నామా, ఆ వెజిటేషన్ తీసేయడం ఎక్కడ ఎక్కడ జరుగుతుంది అనేది కూడా ఇంపార్టెంట్. లేకపోతే హిమాలయన్ రీజియన్ లో చూస్తున్నామా, లేదా వెస్టర్న్ ఘాట్స్ లో జరుగుతుందా, లేకపోతే ఒక సే డెల్టా రీజియన్ లో జరుగుతుందా? ఇదంతా మనకి ఎందుకు ఇంపార్టెంట్ అవుతుంది? ఎందుకు అని అంటే, ఇప్పుడు ఒకవేళ హిమాలయన్ రీజియన్ లో వెస్టర్న్ ఘాట్స్ రీజియన్ లో డిఫారెస్టేషన్ జరిగితే, రేపు ఒకవేళ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇఫ్ దేర్ ఈస్ సమ్ ఫ్లడింగ్ ఆర్ సైక్లోన్ దట్ హ్యాస్ హిట్ దిస్ ఏరియా, what will happen? We'll see that it will lead to landslides. This is what is happening, and if you are following the news, you will see that there are increased number of landslides in Western Ghats. Why? Because there is more deforestation that is happening, and the soil that is there is not being bound by the forests. So if we see, it is related to the governance. So laws ఏం చెయ్యాలి అలాంటి టైమ్స్ లో అనేది ఒకటి. ఈవెంట్స్ అంటే ఇంటర్నేషనల్ రిలేషన్స్, లైక్ what countries are going, how are they investing in the carbon markets, what kind of developments that they are doing, what are the different kinds of schemes or programs that they're bringing up for sustainable development. Yes, and it also affects the ethics, whether or not you have to do it. Like for example, science and technology lo manam తీసుకుంటే, if you're talking about artificial intelligence and the graphic processing units, where will all the waste go? The solid waste management part comes here. Yes, so if you're talking about setting up a thermal power plant or a nuclear power plant, then we need to talk about the pollution. How is it affecting the health? How do we not get there? Or if we are talking about, again, how do you dispose the waste from the nuclear energy plant? So all these are interlinked. So in mains perspective also, even if you are writing a paper in governance, environmental impact assessment becomes important. If you're writing in the paper of governance or in ethics, everywhere you can bring up environment, and it will show how well you can analyze different kinds of concepts and write a complete answer there. Now let's understand how is it important for the interview. In interview, what do they check is your personality and how do you perform as a future officer. As a future officer, you should be aware of what is happening around the world, what are the laws that are there around the world, how different kinds of ecosystems are at the edge, or how are they more vulnerable over the other to make a law. And you should be able to understand what are the nuances that are there and what is the practical solution to come up with. So this will help you to build a perspective over every single issue. And hence, in all parts of the exam, environment becomes important. In our next video, we will understand how the exam strength is changing, how many number of questions are there from environment, and what kind of topics are being asked, how they are being asked. So keep watching our channel for more such interesting content on environment. Thank you.